everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So this is a video that I already filmed, and then I was nervous about space on my computer, so I started deleting videos, and then accidentally deleted this one right along with it. So that's fun. So now I'm filming it again. So I'm going to hopefully speak a little bit faster and not take as long on it, just in case I accidentally do something stupid again, because I just spent like 20 minutes talking to myself just to delete it. So we're going to move kind of quicker this time. So let's get started. So we've got The Cider Mill Coven by Vanessa Abigail Lambert. I got this from a local cider mill that we went to. This is a local Connecticut author, so I thought I'd give it a try. It said 90s witch vibes. So I was like, are we talking Hocus Pocus? We talking like Halloween Town? Like, what are we talking about? I had to give it a try. I'm excited. Then I randomly purchased The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. This was not something I intended to purchase. I was going to read it through my library because that's how I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. But my Hoopla copy kept being like really weird, where it was like chopping off sections, and by the time I finally got it to do the right thing, it kind of like went back to the library and just, it wasn't like working out digitally like I wanted to, so I figured I would physically read it. I needed to order new bubblers for my Pango, where I sell my books. So in order to get them like quickly and like the day of, I needed to have my order be a certain price. So I threw this one in. I've already started it. I'm really enjoying it. About a woman who kind of has clearly escaped something in her life. She is married to like a really rich man, but like she left her job, so she kind of feels like she's depending on him, and like you can tell like the relationship isn't great. And one day she's listening to an old friend's podcast, and she finds out that a friend from college has killed herself on the college campus, which is weird, but not as weird as the fact that 8 years prior, one of their other friends also killed herself on this campus. So she goes back to try to figure out what's going on. So far, I'm really liking this one. Then, Book of the Month. This was really difficult to choose this month, but I will start off by saying I got my Shelf Slayer bookmark. So in order to get this, you have to finish your regular year challenge, and then it reveals a second challenge, which is to read 24 books, which I've read more than 24 of, but it only counts the books that you bought this year and the year prior. Anything older than that doesn't count. So I've read way more than 24 Book of the Month books this year, but it only counted the ones that you read this year, that you bought this year, or ones that you bought last year. So I finally got this. And this month was extremely difficult to choose because there were so many I wanted to put in my box. But I ended up going with The Attic Child by Lola J. This is about a dual timeline perspective, and it's historical fiction. In the 1900s, there was a girl who was kind of stuck living in an attic. And then we follow, in 1974, another girl who ends up in this attic. And it just sounded really interesting. I've had my eye on this one for months, so I like knew it was coming out. I've been like entering Goodreads giveaways for it. Obviously didn't win it. So when I saw it was a Book of the Month choice, I had to grab it. And then my main choice that I did end up picking as like, this is my main choice, was The Fortunes of Jaded Women by Caroline Hume. This one kind of made me think kind of like a Practical Magic sense of like there's a curse on this family where they are not allowed to like know love and joy, and that they are destined to only have daughters and no sons, which I thought was really interesting, especially for this culture where we know that sons are more important, and that having a girl can be kind of frowned down upon. So I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. I do have this one also as an audiobook through Libro FM's ALC program. So we'll see how I end up reading it. But guys, look how short it is. Like, this is going to be so easy to get through. But I love this cover, and I'm really excited to read this one. Then I had to grab Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. Now, this is a book about women who are assassins. They're part of like this assassination like club, right? And they're retired now. So they go on this like vacation. But guess what? Someone's after them, and someone wants to assassinate them now. So tables have turned, and it sounds crazy. Then into my publisher gifted books. I have a lot this month. So I have LeBron, Life Lessons from the King by Brian Boone. This was sent to me through Castle Point Books. And this one is definitely going to be one of those books that you buy for your athlete. you buy as a coach with like seniors going off or somebody who's graduating high school or college. It's about LeBron, but it's also just like things that he's like learned along the way. There's lots of quotes, there's lots of life lessons, and I just really liked how this book was really organized, and I love like the illustrations. Like, it's so well done, and I really think that this book would make like a perfect gift. Then I also got Send Nudes by Chloe Godot, also from Castle Point Books. This one I kind of requested kind of as a haha joke because I didn't think they'd actually send it to me. So this publisher in like St. Martin's and Miniature, they send like a like, this is what's coming out, and you can kind of like click what you want, and I don't normally get what I want, so I just kind of clicked on this one as a joke because when we go to the Cape, there's a bakery, and they sell shirts that say Send Nudes, so we always like make a joke about it. And so when I saw this, I was like, I need to get it. But also, I'm a noodle-aholic, so I needed to get this. And like the illustrations are so great. So it's a cookbook, in case you couldn't tell, and just like, we've had one of the recipes so far, and it was delicious. Just like, even though they're illustrated, like the food still looks really good. Like, I'm somebody who eats with their eyes. I love cookbooks where you can see what you're about to eat. And even though they're cartoons, I still want to eat everything in this book. And like I said, we've already tried one recipe. It was delicious. I highly recommend you buy this book, especially for your noodle-loving friend, if you have noodle-loving friends. Then HarperCollins sent me 3 books. We've got When She Disappeared by Steph Mullen and Nicole Mabry. I'm really excited this one because Jamie Lynn Hendricks, the author of Finding Tessa and It Could Be Anyone, is doing like a author interview with this one. So I feel like that must mean that this is good if she's going to be like working with this book and promoting this book. So this is about a girl who in 2004, her friend kind of rode into the woods and never came back. She like disappeared. And now it's years later, and it turns out that this like abandoned like pool, like the swimming hole has been, not pool, swimming hole and pool are not the same, but the swimming hole has been like her friend's graveyard for the last 15 years. And there's a documentary set of people that are coming to like make a documentary, and she decides that she's going to pull out her old journals and diaries and basically figure out what happened to her friend. And it just sounds fantastic. We've got A Beginner's Guide to Murder by Rosalind Stopes. This is a book about a bunch of women. There's like 3 women. I think they're like at a coffee shop. And then this girl kind of like stumbles in. She's clearly disheveled. She's clearly like somebody's after her. And this man comes in like, have you seen her? And they decide to hide her. And once he's gone, they talk to her and they kind of find out that they need to protect her. And the only way they can protect her is to murder someone. So she turns these unlikely people into murderers. So that sounded interesting. And then we've got Next of Kin, which comes out September 20th. And this one just sounds fantastic. It reminds me of like The Holdout or Miracle Creek, or there's a case going on with this woman. So she gets a call from her brother or her brother-in-law. I can't remember. And she gets a call and she's like, and they're like, where's my son? Where's Max? And she remembers she was the one that was supposed to drop Max off at school. And now there's a court case against her. And it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I'm probably not pitching this one as well. Definitely go check out the synopsis for this one on Goodreads or somewhere because this just sounds fantastic. And like I said, it reminded me kind of like of that Miracle Creek vibe. And I'm excited for this one. Then we've got The Enigma of Room 622 by Joel Dicker. This one was sent to me by Harper Via and Biblio Lifestyle as part of a book tour. This one came out September 13th. I really, really, really enjoyed The Truth About the Harry Colbert Affair, and this was already like on my radar of wanting. And then when I saw that it was up for a book tour, I was like, sign me up, please, 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 please. And when I got approved, I was so excited. Like, look at this cover. It is stunning and beautiful and probably perfect for the winter. This is about a man named, I believe his name is Joel, and Joel goes to the Swiss Alps to get away for a while. He's in a writing slump, and he just needs to get away for a bit, and so he goes, and turns out there was like this unsolved murder case that he and this other guest decide to try to solve in room 622. The only issue is there is no room 622. Dun, dun, dun. On to the pre-order books. I am missing one because it has not come yet, but I wanted to get this started anyways because I wanted to get this up in a timely fashion. So the one that's not here yet is Where We End and Begin, and this is by Jane Igaro. I was really hoping that this was going to be a Book of the Month choice, and I was a little disappointed when it wasn't because her other two books were Book of the Month choices. I don't remember typically what this one is about because, I don't know, I just pre-ordered it instantly knowing it was by Jane Igaro. So I'm sure it's a romance, and I'm sure it's really cute, and I'm excited for it. Then other pre-orders, we got Denise Hunter's Harvest Moon. This is the third and final book in the Riverbend series. We're following the last sibling, and I don't know much more than that other than it looks like the perfect fall cozy read, and I'm so excited for it. I'm excited to go back to the small town and just be comfy and cozy. Then we've got The Most Likely Club by Alyssa Friedland. Now this is hilarious because I had this pre-ordered and then I saw a rumor that it was going to be a Book of the Month choice, so I canceled my pre-order. But then there were so many books that I wanted from Book of the Month that I reordered it. I re-pre-ordered it. So it is what it is. So this is about a reunion, which it just made me think of like Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, right? And I don't know, it just sounded really cute, and like how everybody kind of had their own superlative, and I guess there's like this forgotten student who like comes back and he's got like a surprising announcement, and I don't know, it sounds really cute, so I had to grab it. And I obviously really liked The Last Summer at the Golden Hotel, so I wanted to give this one a try. I pre-ordered Do You Take This Man by Denise Williams. I don't know much more about it besides it takes place at a wedding, and I think it's like a love-hate relationship between an event planner and a wedding officiant. And I guess they're like are enemies with benefits, which I thought was interesting. Instead of friends with benefits, they're enemies with benefits. I don't know. Weddings, I had to, and I really liked, I always forget the name of this book. I don't know why. I really liked How to Fail at Flirting. Is that what it's called? Yeah, How to Fail at Flirting. And I was really hoping to get to The Fastest Way to Fall before this one came out, but that didn't happen. But it's okay, because I feel like Denise Williams is going to be my favorite author anyways, so I don't mind having two books by her unread on my shelf. Then we've got In the Shadow Garden by Liz Parker. This is one that I don't remember why I pre-ordered this. I remember specifically going in and pre-ordering this, but I don't remember anything about it. I think it's a mystery with some magic, and that's all I know. On one day every year, a shot of Bonner bourbon will make your worst memory disappear, but the Haywards will never forget the Bonners' bitter betrayal. 20 years ago, the town gave up on more than one memory. They forgot an entire summer. One person died, one person disappeared, and no one has any recollection of either. As events from that fateful summer start to come to light, there must be a reckoning between the rival Hayward and Bonner families. But untangling the deep roots of this town's terrible secret will expose more than they could ever imagine about love, treachery, and the true nature of their power. Interesting. I don't know. I don't remember why I pre-ordered that. We've got The Guest House by Robin Morgan Bentley. Now, this one is one that I'm so excited for, that I'm glad that, like, I'm done having babies and I'm done being pregnant. Books that, like, feel like real life to me freak me out because I'm always, like, I project them onto my own life that that's going to happen to me. So I've been, like, holding off on any stories that involve pregnant women for a very long time. And now that, like, my son is 7.5 months old and my daughter's 3, I think it's time. I think I can start going back to those stories again, because they are not going to happen to me in real life, which is why I'm surprised that I want to read Next of Kin, because that is also like my worst nightmare. besides the point. So this is about a man and a woman. Like I said, they're pregnant. They're about to deliver. They decide to go on one last little trip, and they go to this house, and they have the cute little man and wife, like, caretaker, right? And they wake up the first morning, and the caretakers are gone. Their cars are gone. Well, not cars. Their car keys are gone. Their wallets are gone, and they are locked in. And contractions have started. Can you get more terrifying than that? I don't think so. And then the last book that I had pre-ordered was Agatha's 12 New Mysteries about Miss Marple, right? So we got Lucy Foley, Alyssa Cole, Lee Bardugo, Ruth Ware, Karen M. McManus, and a whole bunch of other people writing Marple stories. Now, Marple is not one of my favorites. I think I've only read one book by her, like, with Miss Marple being, like, the main character. I tend to be a Hercule Poirot girl or, like, a standalone Agatha Christie girl. I don't tend to go to Marple. I think I've only read one, The Body in the Library, and I didn't really like her very much. I think that's hers. I don't remember. There was one that I read by her. Not by her, but with her as the main sleuth. So I almost unpre-ordered this one because I don't know much about Marple, but I was like, but it's got Agatha Christie's name on it. I need it. So I'm hoping that they do one about Poirot too. Like, I hope that this becomes like a series type of thing. Like, I'd love a Poirot one as well. But it's got really great authors, so I figured I'd give it a shot, even if it was like I read a story a night or something. Like, I thought it'd be good. So there's that. So those are all the books I got in September. I am, like, kind of cringing because of the fact that I know that was a lot, and I'm not reading a ton, so I know, like, my in and out ratio is really off right now. Like, I'm taking in way more than I'm reading, which is stressing me out. But I have a feeling that, like, once October hits and once I start getting back into this routine and this jive, I think I'll be more with it once this slump is over. But right now I feel extremely guilty. I'm trying to hold off till my birthday. My birthday's in the beginning of October. Normally I, like, allow myself, like, you have $100, you could buy some stuff, but I'm hoping this year, like, I don't know. I'll still end up probably buying myself some books, but I need to slow it down a bit. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys really soon. Let me know if you've read any of these books down below and your thoughts. No spoilers though. Alright. I'll see you later.